Classrooms all over the world are being flipped, and with good reason. Based on the Learning and Collaboration blog, studies are revealing that a flipped classroom environment is enhancing learning retention. The flipped learning approach involves taking direct instruction and placing the onus on the individual learner rather than group instruction. For example, taking an online course to learn the content. Classroom time is then spent applying the content rather than direct instruction. The flipped classroom is where a student is first exposed to new material outside of class, usually in the form of an online presentation. When the student attends class in a brick and mortar setting, the class time is used to apply the material in the form of problem solving and discussion. In reality, much of classroom time is spent in the understanding and the remembering, the lower level of Bloom's. And students are taking the hard cognitive tasks at home, where they may not have the parental support or need to unlearn what they have been taught at home. Let's flip. Do the remembering and understanding at home and do the hard stuff with the expert. Take a look at the link on the right-hand side to the infographic on the flipped classroom model. As you're looking at the infographic, I will be talking in more detail about the model. The flipped learning approach involves taking direct instruction and placing the onus on the individual learner rather than group instruction. For example, taking an online course to learn the content. Classroom time is then spent on applying content rather than direct instruction. The flipped classroom is where the student is first exposed to new material outside of the class, usually in the form of an online presentation. When the student attends class in a brick and mortar setting, the class time is used to apply the material in the form of problem solving and discussion. The reality is many times in the classroom, students spend time in the understanding and the remembering levels of Bloom's, and they are doing the hard cognitive tasks at home, and they may or may not have the parental support or unlearn what they have been taught at home. Let's flip. Do the remembering and understanding at home and do the hard stuff with the expert. The flipped classroom focuses on what is happening during the live interaction with the expert, the teacher. What level of Bloom's taxonomy is being addressed while you're with the facilitator? John Bergman, the father of the flipped classroom, would argue that the majority of time the teacher and the facilitator is focused on the bottom levels of the triangle. In the flip model, the facilitator time is primarily used in the top layers, like application, synthesis, evaluation, and analysis. What is your best use of face-to-face time? It's going to look different if you're a second grade teacher or a high school teacher. But here's a simple example that all parents will understand. Your child learns all about something in class like chemistry. I shudder. Then your child has homework. He or she needs help because, well, chemistry is hard. If you're lucky, you did well in chemistry class and remember the basics. You're able to interact with your child and help them. However, if chemistry happens to be one of your least favorite subjects ever, you will not only be unable to help your child, you'll end up with total frustration for both of you. In the flip model, your child would come home and watch a video on chemistry, read a chapter, or review something the teacher has provided on the subject. Then, tomorrow at school, the child will spend his time in class working on the assignment. He will be able to get help and guidance from the teacher. All those things are difficult to understand will emerge as part of the class, and there will be peace in your home. Read the article link on the right and learn why Fryland Elementary students are flipping for Mr. Brown. Then answer the questions.